हरे कृष्ण ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणि चारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तविंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा. This is a nice topic that is discussed, and the questions are also very relevant. And not only now, if you see the next canto and the fourth canto, and Devati is asking Kapaladev, and then we have fifth canto also Rishabdev with his son's conversation. Sixth canto will have seventh canto Prahlad is telling to his brothers. This theme of how this material world is suffering, this will continue only, and the questions will be asked in different ways, and you get different answers. The same question will be asked. That is very important for us. Like what Prabhuji was telling, Dashamasya Vishuddhatam Navanamiha Lakshanam. Not only here, even every time this there is a conversation between great souls, this will be a topic of discussion. They just directly don't discuss Krishna Katha. They will also discuss how this metal world is a place of suffering. Why? Because the Sambandha Jnana is so very important for us to do sadhana nicely. More we understand this metal world and how it is, and what happens is everybody gets different realization. The same metal nature and the experiences, people will have a different realization. Say now, like I was speaking yesterday about how Maya keeps these living entities as a sample to make everybody entangled in this world. And like that, this is one understanding. And some people will same metal nature. They will understand it in a different way. They get a different realization. They say, "Oh, how modes of metal nature are working, how different modes are intertwined, and such a complicated things are happening. So we are so much in the tastes of all our tastes are in these modes." So some people will get understanding realization about the modes. They will, and some people will get realization about entanglement, attachments of this metal world. So everybody gets different understanding. That's why the same questions will have different answers, and same questions will be asked in different way, and which is very important. And the more different perspectives we understand, it will help us to practice nicely. Our chanting will be much better because sambandha is improving. It is our quality, depth of our chanting is proportionate to our sambandha jnana. To the degree we are working on developing that understanding, to the degree, the deeper we can experience in chanting. That is very helpful. Means we'll not get distracted in our chanting. It will become easier. Say, yeah, it's obvious. Why I should not chant like that? So here we see that when Vidra is asking, and or any great personality asking, and Parikshit Maharaj is asking the same question. The questions, and they all are asking about Krishna Katha. Now, now we see that not so many stories are there, so much philosophy is there, so many perils, because Dasamasya Vishuddhartam Navana Mihalakshanam Varnayanti Mahatmanam Shuthena Arthena Cha Anjasa. Why there are so many prayers in Bhagavatam? Because this is how it is, Bhagavatam is glorifying. So Bhagavatam is meant for only two things: is for glorifying Krishna, and again and again the uh, same formula is used. And now when we see that some this great personality they are glorifying, it looks like very redundant. Same thing again. Everybody speaks the same thing. No, they're not speaking the same thing. They're speaking what they are seeing. They are not just speaking from the what to say. Because I had to now present something, I'll make up something and I will teach. No, they are not preparing anything. It is uh, it is basically. their experience, their realization. That's what they are seeing directly. And so our spiritual experience is limited. Sometimes for a moment we may feel, oh, God is in here in my heart. He hears me, guides me throughout life. But immediately after some time, doubts will come. Is this just my imagination? Sometimes chanting of mantra causes some sorts of ecstasies for some devotees. And hairs are standing on end, there are goosebumps and tears are coming out. But this is not all the case. For most of the part, we feel that Krishna's direct presence, his qualities, involvement in our life. This is uh, by immersing, not all the time, by immersing ourselves in prayers of Bhagavatam, we feel him more easily and we see him through the eyes of those offering these prayers. So when Narad Muni advised Vyasadeva on how to write the scriptures, he calls Krishna as Mahanubhava. That means the master of greatest power and influencer. That means is greatest experience, Maha Anubhava, which implies that direct contact with Krishna is an amazing experience. And that is why reading Bhagavatam prayers, we should remember that they convey the lived spiritual experiences of great devotees. And we try to share this, and and they are trying to share with all of us, and that is the meaning of scriptures. And all the prayers are actually beautiful in their own way because they glorify the highest truth. Dharma projita kaitavotra paramo nirmatsaranam vedyam vastam vastu shivadam tapatrayormuran. So this is vasta vastu, glorifying the highest truth. Krishna alone is worthy of praise. Everyone is familiar with, like, there will be so many people that are glorified, but in reality only one person is worthy, and that is Krishna. So here Vitra is going to, and Prabhupada has some nice interesting points in the purport. We'll try to see them today. क्रीडन् विदत्ते द्विजगोऽसुराणां क्षेमाय कर्माय अवतारभेदै मनो न तृप्यत् अपि शृण्वतां न सुश्लोकमुश्ले मौलिश्चरितामृतानि. You may narrate also about the auspicious characteristics of Lord in his different incarnations for the welfare of the twice born, the cows and the demigods. Our mind is never saturated, although we constantly hear of his transcendental activities. This is what happens is anybody is discussing in our house if Krishna Katha is going on all the time. It is very auspicious for the house. We will not be affected by any evil spirits. Of course, our devotees, we were discussing how the evil spirit affect. If you have something contamination, they will stick. There is no board only. You cannot pin anything, right? So if always Krishna Katha is going on, then all these sticky boards are not there only. They are plain. It's easier. And Prabhupada writes nice purport. The Lord appears in this universe in different incarnations like Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, and Narasimha. And he manifests his different transcendental activities for the welfare of twice born, the cows, and the demigods. The Lord is directly concerned with the twice born and civilized man. A civilized man is one who has taken his birth twice. This Janmana Jayate Shudra Samskara Bhave Dvijaha. So twice born is what? A living entity takes birth in this mundane world due to the union of male and female. A human being is born to union of father and mother. But a civilized human being has another birth by contact with spiritual master who becomes the actual father. The father and mother of the material body are so only in one birth, and in the next birth, the father and mother may be a different couple. But the bona fide spiritual master, as a representative of Lord, is the eternal father because the spiritual master has the responsibility to lead the disciple to the spiritual salvation or the ultimate goal of life. Therefore, a civilized man must be twice born, otherwise, he is no better than a lower animal. This is very important. Our mother and father for this life, but spiritual master for Chakshudan Diloje Janme Janme Prabhu se. He is our eternal father. So the cow is most important animal for development of human body to perfection. The body can be maintained by any kind of foodstuffs, but cow's milk is particularly essential for developing the finer tissues of human being, so that one can understand the intricacies of transcendental knowledge. A civilized man is expected to live on foodstuffs comprising fruits, vegetables, grains, sugar, and milk. Presently, na, even all these things are also not in Sattva, unfortunately. We may think vegetables, fruits, grains, sugar, milk, they are in Sattva. In Kali Yuga, they are not in Sattva now. They are so much affected by because of chemicals and the way they do all these tractors and all, the way they are produced in machinery and all. There is no Sattva remaining only, unfortunately. That's why people are so much disturbed, even if they are living very sattvic life also. It is quite a big disturbance. And why milk is so pure? And because cow is non-envious, that's why anything comes from cow is also pure, which will help us to purify our consciousness. So we already discussed previously, any food item will have any thing or item will have three levels of influence. One is on a physical level, cow milk, because it is having good proteins and other things, it's considered as complete meal. And in a certain level, the prana level, it is very, very pure because cow is non-envious. And on a spiritual level, it is nourishing the tissues of our brain, which Prabhupada is writing, so that we can understand the intricacies of transcendental knowledge. So our mind will be pure, buddhi will be pure, body will be pure because of milk. So three levels we get benefited. That's why we need to do. A civilized man therefore expected to give all protection to bulls and cows. Now, don't people don't need bulls anymore because there are tractors. That is how when they leave the bulls uncared, and most of them unfortunately go to slaughterhouses. This is actually what is happening in society. And we cannot do much further. We can have some goshala, we can protect maybe some few cows, but there are lakhs and lakhs of cows. And now, interestingly, many of the villages in India don't have cows only. Like one devotee was sharing, they did research. Hardly in a village one, two cows are there. Some villages no cows only. Everybody is keeping buffaloes because it is more economical. The question is, does in all the lives of the disciple the same spiritual master comes? This is what we have to understand in our written. After the stage of Nishta, if when a person is there, for him the spiritual master will be same. Till that time is common. Anybody will become spiritual master after that. But after that, the connection will be very strongly established with that personality after the stage of Nishta. That's what I now we have, but our connection is not so strong. We have to raise ourselves to Anartha Nivritti, and then when we'll develop a relation, the eternal relation with our spiritual master, then that's what I expected this question. So Prabhupada is writing the demigods are the living entity who live in the higher planet systems are far superior to human beings. Since they have better arrangements for living conditions, they live far more luxuriously than human beings. Yet they are all are devotees of Lord. The Lord incarnates in different forms, such as those of fish, a tortoise, a hog, and combined lion and man, just to give protection to civilized men, the cows and the demigods, who are directly responsible for the regulative life of progressive self-realization. The whole system of material creation is planned so that the conditioned soul may have the opportunity for self-realization. One who takes advantage of such an arrangement is called a demigod or civilized man. A man is meant to help maintain such a high standard of living. Sorry, the cow is meant to help maintain such a high standard. Now, here, high standard of living is we there is in heavenly planets. Now, the enjoyment is more subtler. That is higher enjoyment. Say now, if you take a example, like now festival is there. Say now Shivaratri, but Shivaratri is not like very fasting festival for many people. I thought of speaking on Lord Shiva. We'll see. Uh, but then there are some festivals where all the family come together. They will cook and they eat and they stay together. There is some pleasure in that. Now you have some money and you can go to hotel and eat alone, but you will not do it. You want to be with your family and all family together. You want to celebrate. Now, if eating is pleasure, then you can eat now. Why are you spending money for others? No, eating is pleasure, but being with family and eating together is much more pleasurable. That is much more subtler. Like mother, she can eat ice cream, but she will purchase and give to her two children. And two children without giving mother, they eat everything. But mother is happy. What is this happiness? This is much more subtler happiness. And same thing with relationships. The relation happiness in relationship are much more higher, and that means they are more subtle. They are at the level of mind and buddhi. Similarly, in heavenly planets also, they enjoy in much more subtler way. And if you follow dharma, and then we will be able to achieve the higher plan in the heavenly planets pleasure. Because we don't want it, but I am just telling how it comes. And that's why most of the shastras, they are dharma shastras. They're telling follow dharma, go to heaven, follow dharma, go to heaven. And if you see Krishna in the second chapter, 38 sloka, 36 sloka also, Krishna is telling, oh, Krishna, swadharma vichaveksha, nahi kampitum arhasi. So he says, oh, now you are getting opportunity to fight. You do your swadharma and no, go to heaven. Krishna is telling Arjuna. Because if you do your swadharma, follow dharma shastras, you go to heaven. That is what is the recommendation. And people want. Because they want to enjoy. Shastra is telling, okay, you want to enjoy? Enjoy in a proper way. I will teach you how to enjoy. You follow dharma, go to heaven, enjoy. That is how the recommendations are. This is not a place for enjoyment. This is our karma bhumi. You have to pay here, go to heaven and enjoy. That is the process. People think I will not pay, I will enjoy here only. Then you will be in trouble. You are allowed to enjoy, but you have to pay here and go to heaven and enjoy. The payment here is what? Follow dharma, do some sacrifice, all these things. And but the whole system of material creation is planned so that the conditioned souls may have the opportunity if they want. If they want, they have the opportunity for self realization. One who takes advantage of such an arrangement is called a demigod or a civilized man. And the cow is meant to help maintain such high standard of living. Now, the Lord's pastime for the protection of the twice born civilized men, the cows, the demigods are all transcendental. A human being is inclined to hear good narrations and stories. Therefore, there are so many books, magazines, and newspapers on the market to satisfy the interest of the developed soul. But let me see, animals don't have this type of pleasure. They cannot sit and read newspaper. Human beings can do. That means it is much more subtler happiness. But after being read once, such literature becomes stale and people do not take any interest in such reading such literatures repeatedly. In fact, newspaper are read for less than an hour and then thrown in the dustbin as rubbish. The cause is similar with all other mundane literature. But the beauty of transcendental literatures like Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam is that they never become old. They have been read in the world by civilized men for the last 5,000 years and they have never become old. They are ever fresh to the learned scholars and devotees, and even by daily repetition of the verses of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, there is no satiation for devotees like Vidura. Vidura might have heard the pastime many times. And Mahabharata, na, part of Mahabharata is Vidura is also part of Mahabharata only. But he is not so much into it. He still wanted to hear the narrations because this is transcendental. This is very important for us also. एस्तत्त्वभेदैरधिलोकनाथो लोकानलोकान् सह लोकपालान् अची अचीक्लपत्यत्र हि सर्वसत्त्व निकायभेदोऽधिकृतः Partitaha. This says the supreme king of all kings has created different planets and places of habitation where living entities are situated in terms of their work and modes of nature. He has created their different kings and rulers. So now this is interesting that the creator he gave. So this is also another sthanam. So if you see the topics of Bhagavatam, Sarga, Visarga, Sthanam, the third topic. According to the geographical positions are based on the consciousness of living entities. Please remember this all the time. Our position in this metal creation is based on our consciousness. Now we have earthly consciousness, and we have a certain consciousness according to our country also. That's why we are here. If you change our consciousness, go to America, start developing the consciousness of an American, then you will settle in America. You'll get green card. So it is based on the consciousness that is developed. Some people live in India like Americans. That is different. Basically, it's all earthly consciousness. But if you develop heavenly consciousness, then we'll be promoted there. It's simple. If you want to go to heaven, people are trying Chandrayaan, Suryan, or whatever, and they want to go to Mars. They want to make colonies in Mars. Somebody want to make nuclear reactors on Moon and Mars. This is all foolishness. It is not possible like that because you cannot reach there and stay there without that level of consciousness, which is not possible just by some mechanical means. We need to work very hard in our consciousness, develop our consciousness. Ravana also tried to make a staircase to heaven. It didn't work out. He was so powerful. And now small Ravanas and different scientists and different business people, they are little Ravanas. They are also trying. But very soon, metal nature will have nice fun with these people. So these people, even like Mother Earth, she has to pray to Brahma, and they all demigods go to the milk ocean, and they are praying to the Lord, my dear Lord, please appear, kill these demons. I am so much overburdened. Now, when Mother Earth is praying, she is praying because these demons who are coming, this Kamsa, and Jarasandha, and all this Dhenukasura, Ghasura, and all these big, big demons, Shishupala, Dantavaka, they are interplanetary demons. They are coming from the lower planetary system. So, Mother Earth cannot handle them. She need take help of Lord Vishnu and Brahmaji and all. Now, and after they are killed, and we see now also the demons are existing. But Mother Earth don't have with these demons now because they are local demons. They are local mafia. Mother Earth can easily deal with them. One tsunami, one corona, finish. They are done. So for her, these are not a big problem. The demons which Krishna killed and who are killed in Kurukshetra battle, they were really very tough. That's why Mother Earth was needing so much help. Now in present case, it is not such a problem. So the point is what? The point is uh, here the creatures are the people who are the small Ravanas. I will not. Some people want to make some colonies in Mars. Some people want to make some nuclear reactors on Moon. They're all small demons. They're it's just one small heart attack finish. They are no more. In previous ages, they had so much control. This small diseases and all, they cannot affect them and kill them. Now it is no matter how much big you are, no much you may be the owner of the multi-speciality hospitals, but with all the 100, 200 doctors around you, cannot save you. That was not case in previous ages. They are really powerful. For them, they cannot be killed in a small way. Now this demons, now they can be easily killed. It's so easy. So we need not worry. What happens now? Sometimes these people are they grow. It's like a bubble. One pin finish. One it's like a balloon. So we do not so much worry about these demons also. But they are there to keep some namunas, they like samples, to make fun. Mother Earth is having fun with such people, and we can see that. Hmm. and they are actually torturing. Many people are getting tortured in this way, and based on that different type of karma, na, they get such type of arrangements also. You'll see Prabhupada is writing nice purport. He says, Lord Krishna is the chief king of all kings, and he has created different planets for all kinds of living entities. Even on this planet, there are different places for habitation by different types of men. There are places like deserts, islands, and valleys in mountainous countries, and in each of them, there are different kinds of men born of different modes of nature according to past deeds. So, according to the guna and karma. So, two factors that always we should consider for anything that is happening to any people in this world. Two factors: one is guna and one is karma. Based on his guna, he is in that situation. Based on his karma, he is getting that situation. Very clear. Nobody is responsible for anybody's situation. We may say, Array, this ISIS or Taliban or some militants are doing some mischief. Yeah, they are doing mischief, but they are just instrument of that people's karma who are going through it. It is not anybody's complete responsibility. They created that situation for themselves by their behavior, because they behaved in a particular way in the past, like say in like very tragic situations that happened in India for many decades. It happened like the mm, the daughter-in-law was burned by mother-in-law in the houses. That time the law was not very strict, and even one of my relative, she's like um, my my aunt, she was also burnt. She was very good lady. Met very few times. Very good lady. She was burnt by her in-laws many years back. I was very shocked to hear that. Arey, how somebody can burn? I was very small that time. I was thinking how somebody can burn alive, you know? And that person must be crying and so much going through pain. Now, can you imagine what will happen to these family members who did this? The mother-in-law, the son, the father-in-law, husband, and whatever, whoever is there. They will be born where? They'll be born in some places where militants are there, and they will take revenge. Means we are not cursing them, but that's how it happens. You behave like that, you kill, and lakhs of women were killed in India like that for many years. Of course, it happens everywhere, but in India it happened for long. And if they don't give birth to a son instead of a daughter, they give birth. So much tortures. And where will that reaction go? That will go to where? That will go to all these people. They will be born in such places where there are some African countries where they don't get any food properly, and there are so many. All the times there are wars, and there is so much military and civil wars. They will get nicely birth in such places because they have done it. Same thing with any place anybody is doing, the reaction is you will be taking birth in such places. So here Prabhupada is telling there are places of Arabian deserts, valleys in the Himalayan mountains, inhabited of these two places different from one another, just as the inhabitants of Iceland also differ from. Similarly, there are different planets. The planets below the Earth to the Patala planets are full of various kinds of living beings. No planet is vacant or wrongly imagined by the modern so-called scientists. It is not possible. Everywhere there will be Sarvagataha. So this is actually what happens to all the living entities who are behaving in a particular way. We are not like what to say, we are not hard hearted, but we should not be very sentimental also. We should know anything happening, it's not happening by chance. There is a proper reason behind it, and whoever is doing it, they are paying their own. Their guna and karma is what is the payment. It's not by chance anybody is going through any situation. We try to show compassion and try to help them. That is a different thing, because if a living entity changes his heart, then he need not suffer anymore. We want to change the heart of a person. He says, see, you are suffering so much. Now just give up your rebellion against Krishna and again surrender to him. Things will be all right. If he listens, that is for his good. If he does not, then we cannot do anything for him. It is not, we are compassionate for them. Then question is, if people does not suffer because of their karma, then it is as if Krishna does not protect the innocent. He allows so much independence that he will allow the innocent to be tortured. How to understand? There is no innocent person in this world. We are in this world to prove that we are not innocent. If a person gets a body, means he is not innocent. Why he is getting a body? He should be in spiritual world, na? If he is innocent person. He is getting a body means you have done something wrong. Why somebody is in prison? Nobody, innocent people will not be in prison, right? The person we are in prison means you have done something wrong. That's why we are in prison. We are getting this body proves that we are mischievous. That itself is a proof that we are rebellious. That's why we are given this prison body. We, as such living entities, it has so much power and everything, freedom, but we don't have now. We are restricted, and that means, yeah, that is, there is no innocent, and he allows so much independence that no, he's like, say, some situations when somebody is doing it is he's matching the karma of two people. One fellow is so mischievous, is so much desiring to do something bad for others, and then some person's karma is to get reaction of certain activity. So this person is so much desiring to steal, and this person has a bad karma because he did something mischievous in previous life. Now he has to lose some money or property. So the material nature matches. Krishna has nothing to do with all these things. It is all parasa shakti vividaya shruti. It is done by the energies of Lord. So there is a match. This person whose karma to lose property, and this person who is so desiring to do mischief activity of stealing, both will come together. He will steal and go away. And now this person stole, he will get reaction in a different way next life or this life. It does it will. But this person who lost it, he deserves it. Now what we can do is to change the way we are thinking. That's the only thing we can do. We cannot change the situation. This is very important. Please try to understand. Now what is in our hand? We were telling, oh, everything will happen according to most of the thing, which even after coming Krishna consciousness also we will not see much change. Everything looks like same, only happening according to karma. But what should we do is we should change the way we are thinking. That's all. If somebody comes and takes away some of our property, or we lose something, like I was doing I was walking in Vrindavan, one person came and said, is really Krishna very merciful? I said, yes. And why did I lose my purse and my mobile? Why did somebody steal my purse and mobile? I s- Now it is, he should, yeah, everybody is suffering karma. So now he is losing, but Krishna is not responsible for it. He is unnecessarily blaming Krishna. He said, I came to Vrindavan to take darshan of Krishna. Why did this happen to me? And it happened to you because you did something mischievous. That's why it happened to you. Then now what should he do? He should, the way he should think is, yeah, Krishna is very merciful. Maybe I should lose 1 crore rupees. I just lost 10,000 rupees. Yeah, Haribol. So he can just save himself in that way by thinking in a proper way. By thinking in a proper way, we will see that in future our karmas will be better. That is very important. The consciousness is what is important for us to change. The way we are thinking. That's the only thing in our hand. We come as a devotee. Only thing in our hand is to change the way we are thinking. Nothing else is there. You start changing the way you are thinking, life is very peaceful. Somebody come and chastise you, you should be very grateful. Yeah, this fellow is purifying. He's removing my karma. We lose something, disease or any bad calamities. Anything bad happens, we should not, instead of crying and lamenting and blaming and becoming angry and doing all these things, they say, okay, Krishna, tattenu kampa samikshmano gunjan evatmakatam vipakam hitvat vapurbhir vidadam namaste jivete mukti pade sadhaiva. Krishna, I deserve worse. Somehow by mercy you are reducing it. I am very grateful. This is how a devotee thinks, and that way of thinking is the only wealth we have now. We just have to change the way we are thinking, and that's the protection. Any other thing won't work. And that is the advantage of our devotees. It's the way it's we cannot change the situations. Mostly it will come like that only, and we don't know what type of situations will come. But what we have is the ability to change that is where the biggest link of our uh, the conditioning is there. And Prabhupada's writing in Bhagavad Gita, we find it said by the Lord that the living entities are sarvagata, are present in every sphere of life. So there is no doubt that one on other planets there are also inhabitants like us, sometimes with great intelligence and greater opulence. The living conditions of those of greater intelligence are more luxurious than on this earth. There are also planets where no sunlight reaches, and there are living entities who must live there due to their past deeds. All such planets or living conditions are made by Supreme Lord, and Vidra requested Maitreya to describe this topic for the sake of further enlightenment. येन प्रजानाम् उत आत्मकर्म रूपाभिधानं च विधाय दत्त नारायणो विसर्ग आत्मयोनिर् एतच्चैनो वर्णय विप्रवर्य. O chief amongst the Brahmanas, please also describe how Narayana, the creator of the universe and the self-sufficient Lord, have differently created the universe, of nature's activities, forms, features, names of different living creatures. And this is one more important thing. So the point, what I was telling is, what is in our hand is we cannot change. Like we may say, like one devotee was asking me yesterday question. Say now I have to marry certain girl. So now why I have to see for 10 girls? And then there is anxiety whether match will work out or not work out, and why I have to go through anxiety? Why I cannot directly get that girl whom I am supposed to marry? So I told him that, see, you might have created anxiety for others. That's why you are getting that anxiety. It's so simple. So we created anxiety, we get anxiety. So till your karma of that anxiety is becoming devotee. If you are devotee, it is Krishna's arrangement. You want to keep in your anxiety so that you surrender to. So it's all, everything is connected. Nothing happens by chance. And here, very nice, interesting point. What he said that our range of thinking is within 84 lakhs of species. That's all. That means we cannot, our amount of the ability is limited. Our ability to imagine, our ability to think, all these things are also limited because we are limited living entities. That's why there are only 84 lakh species. It can be 94 lakhs, na? They can be more also. But living entity is so tiny, the range of its thoughts can be limited within this. That's why that many species finish. You cannot do more than that. You are so tiny. Still, you are given so much. In that way, that means we are within. This is metal creation. There is a boundary. This is limited, and that's why there are different, and that much only. And within that, there are so many natures, activities, form, features, and all these things. Because every living being is under the plan of his natural inclination in terms of modes of material nature. His work is manifested in terms of his nature under the three modes. His form and bodily feature are designated according to his work, and his name is designated according to the bodily features. So here it is nice. Work is manifested in terms of his nature. His form and bodily feature are designated according to his work, and the name is designated according to the bodily feature. So three things connected. So first work comes. Work is based on what? Modes. And how does the body is based on? Body is based on. So the form of body is based on work, and designation is based on the form of the body. For example, the higher class of men are white, Shukla. Lower class of men are black. This division of white and black is in terms of one's white and black duties of life. Pious acts lead one to the take birth in good and higher places, families to become rich, to become learned and to acquire beautiful bodily features. Impious acts lead one to the poor, become poor by parentage, to be always in want, to become an illiterate fool, and to acquire ugly bodily features. Vidura requested Maitreya to explain this difference between all the living creatures made by Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this line you can remember nicely. This is very nice point Prabhupada is telling. So work manifests in terms of nature. Say if he is a Shudra, is then he will start doing the Shudra work. And if he is doing that type of work needs certain type of body also, then you will be given body which is not very good looking and all. And accordingly, his name is designated. He said, now because you are working, you are a Shudra. Like so, if his modes of nature are very sattvic, then what happens? He will get a body also which is very sattvic. If he is having a like Rajasic body, if he's a very Brahmanical type, needed that type of body. Like say he will be able to sit for hours and hours and read. If a person has a passionate body, he cannot sit for long time. He always want to run. He will be having more vata. And then accordingly he will be designated. Yes, this person is Brahman, like that. Any questions, comment? So yes, tomorrow we'll meet on Monday. Thank you all very much. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। श्री प्रभुपाद।